Eli Beer is the founder of United Hatzalah and joins us live. Eli, thank you very much for taking time to speak with us. I know you all are very busy. During normal times, you all have more than 600,000 rescues. Can you elaborate how that has changed now?
So right now we're still dealing with rocket attacks all over Israel. We have attacks in Tel Aviv, and of course, all surrounding the Gaza Strip, villages, small villages, cities like Sderot. We just had a direct hit on someone's house in Sderot, the city that suffered most of the hittings. So we, as United Hatzalah, we're all paramedics. We have volunteers who are Jewish. We have volunteers who are Arabs, Christians. We all work together as a united team, rescuing people. Our mission is to get to every emergency in 90 seconds. And unfortunately, the Saturday morning, we were there in 90 seconds. I'm actually visiting a volunteer of ours who was injured. He was seriously injured in this attack. He came to rescue people, not knowing who he's going to rescue. He just knew attacks are happening in Israel. And he was there, and 5 days into the rescue, he rescued hundreds of people. 5 days after the rescue, in his own private vehicle, he was taking out injured people. A missile fell right next to him, Moshe Weitzman, and he was injured seriously, and thank God he's able to save his life, but now they're fighting to save his leg. This is what we're dealing with, tragedies after tragedies. We had 2 volunteers who unfortunately were murdered brutally. One of them was an Arab United Hatzalah volunteer, and one of them was a Jewish volunteer. We have 4 volunteers that were kidnapped and 8 volunteers injured. This is hitting United Hatzalah in all directions, no matter who you are. They are there. They came into Israel to kill and murder anyone they see. I saw in my own eyes how they murdered children and mothers, and they raped women, and they even killed their pets. I saw how they killed a little tiny cute dog. They just shot him all over. They shot a little parrot. And unfortunately, this is what we were dealing with in these last few days, in the last 10 days here in Israel, 11 days, unfortunately, here in Israel.
Dr. Beer, can you elaborate on how these rescues actually happen during the day, during the dark of night?
Well, in the first few hours, it was almost impossible to get in. Ambulances were not coming in. The Army wasn't prepared to go in and rescue so many people. We're talking about thousands of people injured and thousands murdered. We have volunteers. The idea of Hatzalah, United Hatzalah, Hatzalah means rescue, is your next door neighbor could be a paramedic. He's on call 24/7 all year round. It's like very much like Uber, but for life-saving, and it's all for free. So we have 900 volunteers who are fully equipped, and they live in the villages. They live in the kibbutzim, in the cities. So when this thing started happening, they all ran to rescue people. That's why we had so many casualties of our own. Then when we saw that this is happening, I got all my people together, and we actually employed another 1,400 volunteers to come down and help out. And they all ran in. They all ran in inside the harrows, rescuing people. We took patients in our own private vehicles because we didn't have enough evacuation ambulances, and they put them in the trunk. We had one situation, we had to put 3 little babies who were injured in a trunk of a car to get them out of the fire. And the terrorists were chasing them with machine guns and shooting on the car of our volunteer while he was running away. And, we never expected anything like this to happen in Israel. We had a lot of threats of war, of terrorism, but this is a massacre in the biggest magnitude ever. I feel, after seeing what I saw, where hundreds of bodies are laying everywhere. I went into homes where I saw a mother who went to get food for her little babies, 2 babies, twin babies. And we went in, our volunteer, Shalom, went in with the special forces. They saw a woman killed, murdered, and her husband right next to her shot. And in the back room, they had 2 babies for 16 hours. The babies were alone, 6 months old. And we rescued the little babies. They were starving, they were freezing, they were crying for 16 hours. And we were able to rescue them, and they were in the worst condition. And I actually came out of it and I said, I just came out of a Holocaust. I am 50 years old, living in 2023. I just saw a Holocaust, a small little Holocaust that was done by the worst possible terrorists in the world, ISIS, Hamas. These are the worst of the worst I wouldn't even call them human or animals. They are not even deserve to be called animals.
Dr. Eli Beer, the founder of United Hatzalah, thank you very much for taking time to speak with us. We wish all of you and your volunteers the best of luck.
Thank you so much for talking about this. You're giving us the strength to fight more. And we want to just say, everyone, wasn't against only Jews. This was against Israelis from all sectors. Many of them were not Jewish that were murdered. So I want to thank you all. Please continue praying for Israel and for the safety here.
Thank you, Dr. Beer.